Are you thinking of buying a counterfeit guitar from a Chinese seller online? Before you do, watch this video. Welcome back, friends. CGS here with a video I haven't made in a little while, and I really felt like I should because there's been an awful lot of activity recently on the Chinese websites and people contacting me via email, on Facebook and via YouTube to tell me about a few new issues. It seems to be a growing trend, so I thought I would warn you again. For those of you that are new subscribers, this is what my channel started out to be, warning against fake guitars like this. And I bought a few and got it in the neck for buying a few to show you the pitfalls and why not to buy from China. Before we go into today's story, I just want to cover a couple of things that have been sent on Facebook. There is a UK guitar store now saying that they're legitimately selling copies of Gibson, PRS, Martins and various other branded guitars from China legally. But as far as I'm aware, there are no authorized legal sellers of guitars at the prices that they're offering them at. So be very, very wary about buying one of these on one of these sites. The other thing that I've had is that I've also been told by many sources is that these things are getting better and better. It's been 5 years since I've bought these guitars, and so I wouldn't necessarily classify myself as an expert any longer. However, I do still keep in touch and I do still follow the progress that's being made at countering the counterfeits and also spotting the tells and obvious giveaways about being able to tell a fake from a real one. Now, a few of the things that I've been told have been tidied up are the Gibson, saying Gibson rather than Gibson, the size of the diamond, which this one got pretty good. They've also started to put the Gibson style truss rod nut, the hex style nut, on a lot of the fakes. They have got good at the side binding. Again, this one had side binding 5 years ago. And lastly, they've also got round to sorting out the ABR style bridge, because these Epiphone style bridges with the crosshead screws are nothing like the Gibson, who have a single point and then a twirly wheel adjuster underneath, for want of a better phrase. But they've got round that as well. So one of the only things that you can immediately see still to immediately tell you that it's a fake are the slightly oversized pickup rings and also the neck break angle, which is an awful lot shallower on the fakes still. So not so much to tell you that they're fakes anymore. I'd also like to cover some of the general comments I get and say exactly how I feel about those. Mostly I get asked what seller, and I'm never going to release that because I don't want to promote any seller nor any websites, so don't ask me where you can get them. There are 100 different websites where you can get these, but I'm not going to begin to promote them. A lot of people say to me I'm a hypocrite because I say don't buy them and then I carry on buying loads, or that I've kept buying them. I haven't. I bought a very few, I think 3 Les Pauls, 2 Les Pauls actually. One got sent to me because of the terrible state that one of them came in. So a couple of Les Pauls about 5 years ago. I don't keep buying them. I also get told that I work for Gibson or PRS or insert name here, and that I'm putting out disinformation about counterfeits, that they're actually fantastic. No, I'm not. If I were, I wouldn't have got community guideline strikes from both Gibson and Martin. So read into that what you will. And lastly, I often get commented on my playing, and I'm not here demonstrating my playing. I'm here giving you good, honest information. Those that are kind, I appreciate. Those that haven't got anything better to say, I'd rather you didn't say anything.
One man, one channel, one desire, one truth about quality guitars. China Guitar Skeptic.
On with today's story, which involves somebody that we're going to call Alan. And Alan bought a Joe Perry Les Paul in Honeyburst, brown Honeyburst, from at the end of December. And he specifically asked them after he'd contacted me to ask my opinion, and I said, don't have any of the trademarks, don't have the open book, don't have the Gibson logo, don't have the made in USA, any of that stuff which infringes trademarks on them. And that way it's a guitar that's perfectly legal to sell as well as to buy, because anybody can buy a counterfeit, but you can't sell these. So in good faith, he paid 240 GB pounds to a seller on to get the guitar without any trademark infringements. And he was told that they would need to make it from scratch and that it would take 7 to 15 days. 4 weeks later, he got sent pictures of a guitar that was nothing like what he'd ordered. It was completely the wrong colour, and what's more, it still had all of the trademark infringements on it. Now, this is where it gets bad, because he highlighted this to the seller and referred them back to his instructions, and the seller said that you can take this guitar or nothing. So he didn't give him any choices. He said, or you can wait 44 days for us to make you another one and pay extra for that, or we can send this one as it is and put a mimeograph or a mimeograph over the logo, which is an old-fashioned ink printing. So they were just suggesting putting a different logo on over the top to fool UK customs. So they know full well that what they're sending is illegal. So they were the options that they gave our friend Alan, and he refused all of them, and he's taken it to dispute. But it just goes to show you that you may ask and be very clear about what you want when you buy out there, but with no guarantees, no warranties, no money back if it goes wrong. And if they decide to send you something that you don't want, then there's very little you can do, because once it gets to your country and once you go outside of the buyer protection time frame, then the cost of return is down to you and not down to the seller. So really seriously, folks, think very hard and very long about buying any counterfeit products ever from China, be they guitars or anything else, because you just don't get that buyer protection. Not only that, but you are ripping off the brands which they're copying. And also, even if you really do need to pose with this on the headstock, you still got to live with the fact that you know that it isn't really that brand. So what's the point? With guitars, it's always best, in my opinion, to go and get your hands on a guitar in a guitar store, try it out and feel for yourself what the guitar plays like, because you will play a lot better and you will keep playing a guitar that fits you. And the only way you can tell if it fits you is to try it out. So there's my buying advice. Buyer beware. I really hope you found this informative and interesting, and if you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, think about subscribing to this channel, and if you do, click that bell icon to be notified when I upload videos, usually twice a week. I'll be back really soon with one of those, but in the meantime, my friends, you take good care.